But the president said that he felt it necessary to send an additional 30,000 troops as a solution to the Afghan problem. He also said that this solution could be achieved in an 18-month period. And you know what? I know this audience aside, but he successfully sold this program to the majority of the American people. The Republicans are going, for the first time I got respect for this president. And many moderate and conservative Democrats are saying, that's our man. See, he showed he has mettle. No, what he showed is that he is nothing more than an Illinois politician batting several leagues above where he should be. This is like a little leaguer suddenly finding himself in the World Series. And he can't stare down the pitcher. He doesn't know what he's doing, and he took the default option. Solving the problem. What is the problem? He didn't take the time to accurately define it. Frankly speaking, he insulted our collective intelligence in trying to explain what's going on. He spent a lot of time pushing the same patriotic button that George W. Bush pushed. The 9/11 button. We're attacked on 9/11. We have to respond. This is an ongoing struggle in the global war on terror. What the hell is the global war on terror, by the way? I mean, when we say we're going to fight the global war on terror, do we really mean that? Are we going to send troops into Baluchistan to take on Jandala, the CIA-funded terrorist group that crosses into Iran to blow up buses full of innocent people? That's terrorism, is it not? Are we going to launch a strike into Iraq and take down the Mujahideen al-Khalq, a CIA-funded organization today that's, it's been sent to the sidelines, but in the past had gone into Iran to assassinate people, blow up bridges, etc.? Who are the terrorists? No, there is no global war on terror. There's an American adventure in Afghanistan. That's what we're talking about here, an American adventure in Afghanistan. And to say it's about 9/11, I mean, he said Afghanistan was the place where this was planned. No, Hamburg, Germany was the place where this was planned. If we really want to hold the nation to account that, provided a safe haven for the perpetrators of 9/11, let's carpet bomb Hamburg, Germany. But let's not go into, Afghanistan. What is the problem in Afghanistan? He spoke of Al-Qaeda. 100,000 American troops are necessary to hunt down the 200 to 300 remaining Al-Qaeda operatives in Afghanistan. And what is Al-Qaeda? Al-Qaeda today in Afghanistan isn't the same Al-Qaeda we're talking about back in 2001. Today, it's composed primarily of Uzbeki Islamic fundamentalists who are not talking about attacking America, but rather receiving the training necessary to go back to Uzbekistan and wage Islamic struggle there. I'm not saying I'm in favor of that, and I don't think a sergeant from Poughkeepsie, New York should be asked to go to Afghanistan to deal with Uzbekistan's internal problems. I likewise don't believe that we should be talking about Americans going to Afghanistan to stop Chechen fighters from receiving training. I'm not supporting the Chechen fighters. I think they should be contained and stopped, but it's not our problem. This is not an American national security problem. Afghan Taliban, who are they? We treat the Taliban as if suddenly out of the earth of Afghanistan, a bunch of yahoos rose up with 666 tattooed on the back of their head, the devil in disguise. The Taliban are actually the most legitimate manifestation of Afghan society in Afghanistan today. There has never been central control in Afghanistan. The notion that Hamid Karzai in 18 months can take Afghanistan from where it is today, where chaos and anarchy prevails in the majority of the countryside, in 18 months suddenly to be able to project central government control in a nation that has never had central government control is a fantasy that a man of the intellect of Barack Obama can't possibly believe. He has to know that this is wrong. But we're talking about treating the Taliban as if they're the same as Al-Qaeda. And we're talking about treating the Afghan Taliban as if they're the same as the Pakistani Taliban. All Pakistani journalists, generals, and politicians are screaming at the top of their lungs. The first thing they say is, thank you, Mr. President, for going on TV and telling us what your plan is to solve our problem. Why didn't you consult us? See, we came up to a solution to a problem not just about what's going on in Afghanistan, but what's going on in Pakistan, and we failed to consult either of them. And now we have both the Afghans and the Pakistanis saying, what's going on here? 18-month deadline, 30,000 troops? Barack Obama's a smart man. Had he simply consulted the history books, he would have found that in 1985, when Mikhail Gorbachev was struggling with what to do about the Soviet occupation of Afghanistan, the Soviet Army said, if you want to solve this problem, we need 650,000 troops. Now that's 650,000 troops in Afghanistan operating with rules of engagement that are far less restrictive than the ones we impose on our troops. There's some people say that if we just allowed our troops to shoot, when shot at, we could solve this. Well, hell, the Soviets did that.